concerns that Biden is underperforming with Black and Latino male voters. And they are key to winning in November, apparently. So will this be an issue for him, Anna, do you think?
Well, look, let me talk about this, because a lot of those numbers that we're seeing about Latino voters and that have gotten a lot of press in the last few weeks and days really is coming out of South Florida, where I am. And we are very sui generis. We are a class of our own. Here, there's a lot of people from communities, from countries that fled communism, right? People like me from Nicaragua, Cuban Americans, Venezuelan Americans. And the Trump campaign, the Republicans for the last 4 years have been hammering the point that voting for any Democrat is voting for socialism and voting for communism, and they will turn Florida into Venezuela, or they will turn America into Cuba. The nominee could have been Batista. The Democratic nominee could have been Somoza, could have been Margaret Thatcher, and they would have continued hammering the same point that voting for that nominee meant voting for communism. And you know, and it has worked. It has baked in. Yeah. I heard Michael Cohen say the other day in an interview that Trump repeats lies, so believes that if he repeats something often enough, it becomes true. And so I think Joe Biden needs to come down here and look Cubans in the eyes and look Nicaraguans in the eyes and look Venezuelans in the eyes and call malarkey, call out the lie and the hypocrisy of Trump, a man who kowtows and coddles Putin and embraces and exchanges love letters with Kim Jong-un. And he's going to lecture Joe Biden about liking dictators and communism? So I hope, Joe, come back. Come back to Miami, speak the truth, call out the lies, and put Trump in his place and call out his hypocrisy. Donald Trump sent people to Cuba during the embargo to look for investment opportunities. And he's now pretending to be holier than thou on that. Hipocrita.
All right. Okay, Megan, you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, this is a really interesting article that came out in Politico today, and I echo what Anna says. Specifically, with Latino men in Florida, it is the socialism brand that is really making an impact. In this article, they also talk about the, quote, braggadocio tactic of Trump that appeals specifically to Latin men. The famous civil rights attorney Ben Crump is quoted in this article, and he says, Black and Latino men need to be continued to be told that Biden represents their interests. And I think the worry that is coming out right now is not that necessarily Black and Latino men will be voting for Trump. It's just that they will be staying home. And it's interesting to see this sort of demographic coming home to roost. And there's a real opportunity that President Trump could end up winning Florida, which is, quite frankly, not something I thought I would see. And I'm surprised that this weakness with Black and Latino men has gone sort of unseen. And we're in the 11th hour here. I mean, there's only 48 days until the election. And they've got some serious work to do. And I don't live in that district. Anna does. But from my understanding, there has been a lot of real advocacy, and really great on-the-ground work with Republicans that has clearly been effective.
Okay, Sonny, you have 40 seconds to say something about this. Sonny?
Is it September?
Yeah,
I was just thinking about the name September. I don't know. I don't have anything to add.
You don't? Okay.
Well, can I
we'll be right
jump in?
back.
Oh.
it's the end.
Go ahead. You got 20 seconds, Sarah.
No, I was just going to say the sweeping up of Latino voters is interesting after hearing Eva Longoria break down how specific the voting interests are, even among Latinos.
Yeah, it's not a monolith.
Yeah, so I find it an interesting conversation to have.
Yes.